Don't date people with money problems. I have to tell you that, and I have to repeat it again and again and again. What do I mean, don't date people with money problems? Let me explain. There is a video I made and I told you guys, avoid people with money problems. I did not say avoid people who are broke. I did not say avoid people who do not have money. And I did not say you don't help people. There is a difference between being broke, being poor, and having money problems. You can have money, but you have money problems. We simply define having money problems as being indisciplined with your money. You find somebody, you are paid a very good salary, but you are forever on debt. You find somebody is being paid somewhere, whether it's running their own business or they are employed. But you find this individual, they don't have a good relationship with their money. They have a very rough relationship. Have you ever come across an individual who loves debts? They are in debt at all the time. You find this individual, you are employed together. You earn the same salary, but the guy is all over your shoulder, asking for money each and every time. Oh, borrow me, I'll give you back at the end of the month. Those are people who are suffering from the relationship with the money. Those are the guys I'm telling you, please avoid them. Avoid dating people. Hey, don't date, okay? People with what? Money what? Money problems. Avoid them, okay? Do you know if I tell you right now as you speak, yeah? By the way, as you consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, do you know over 75% of divorces are contributed by finances? I repeat, over 75 of divorces, or should I say 75% of divorces. If you were to zoom in and find out, finances are playing very vital role. And the funny thing is that when people are dating, you find them, they never ask things to do with finances. They never discuss about it. They usually view it as if it's a taboo topic. They don't want to talk about it. They want to avoid it as much as they can. But it is a very, very vital topic. Now, you are having an individual here, you're planning to have a home or whatever the thing guys you're going to have in future. And then there you are, you find this guy has been employed, this guy has money, but you don't even know how he uses his money. Sure, he takes you out, he vibes very well. He lives in a perceived a very good life. He tries to fake and show you that everything is okay. But then you wonder, fine, it's good, we're having fun, but then how does the future look like? What's the future with this guy as far as the cash is concerned? So you have to be an individual who zooms in into the finances, not just taking anything, anyhow, without even considering, hey, who is this guy? What is he doing? Does he invest? Where does he invest? Does she invest? How does she view money? We have people. You remember there's a video I made and I told you guys we have different personalities when it comes to money. We usually have people, we call them the spenders. We have frugal people, or we can call them minimalists. We have the investors. And we have people who we call them the hoarders. People who believe that money should be held somewhere and kept very tight without investing because you are risking. See, you have to understand the personality that you're dealing with. Now, the reason why I'm saying that you avoid people or don't date people with money problems is because these guys, you'll get into them in a life. And the moment you're having a union, you're supposed to be having a we plan. Not my plan, not your plan, it's a we plan. And then this guy has these money problems. Of course, they will actually, intoxicate you or swallow you into their own world where they're having very many money problems. You find somebody is borrowing money. By the way, they're this kind of nature of people, they love borrowing. They are so much into debt. And the thing is, they do this consciously or unconsciously. They don't know, but it's just happening. You find these people, reason why they never get themselves out of the, borrowing or out of debt is because once they get the debt A is never channeled towards, say, an investment. They just channel that debt A into a consumable. A consumable is like paying school fees. Find this person is borrowing, because it's wrong to borrow and pay school fees, by the way. It's wrong. If you go to America, you can see guys are struggling with the college, what do we call it, debt and what have you. It's not wise. I know that one may bring a lot of jitters, but it's the reality. Now, you find someone is borrowing to buy some household. Those are consumables. Find somebody is borrowing to go for an out. Somebody is borrowing to buy a car, which is just a liability. A car that is not even used for business, just a car. I didn't say car is bad. I said borrowing to buy a car. That's where the act of ownership of the car, quote unquote, that's where the problem is, not what you own. Get me correct. So you find this person has that problem at all the time. With that regard, then it tells you, if you dare get into the life of this individual, you are likely to inherit that problem. And the funny thing is that these people who are doing it consciously or unconsciously, can you assume if you have somebody who is doing all this unconsciously, you try to squeeze a sense into them, They don't understand what you're saying. They say you're introducing their space as far as the money is concerned. How many of you have ever met somebody saying, nobody can advise me with my money? You're assuming that you are wise, you may not be advised. You know what? It's only a fool who believes they cannot get an advice from somebody. See, there's a whole reason why we are 8 billion of us on this world. Because we cannot survive on our own. You cannot be talented in everything. You need a help on something. And we learn from each other, just like an iron sharpens each other. So what happens, you find this individual who has a bad habit when it comes to money. Then he or she is in your life. Then you are seated on the boardroom, in your own boardroom, trying to discuss, the way you shall channel your money in doing some things. They don't see it. They don't see any reason why we should be having $1 million in a bank, and yet we don't even have a car. Or they don't see the reason why we should be having $1 million in a bank, or not really in a bank per se, but in an investment where it can be liquidated, cash or cash equivalent, and you're speaking the language of investment. We should be eating that as we figure out how the things will go. You're supposed to understand the nature of an individual. I told you guys sometimes back I used to work somewhere, and and I had this guy. The moment we were paid, the guy would walk into the next shop, or in the next supermarket or a mall, to look for what he can buy. Not to buy a specific something that he had planned. No, it's to look for what he can buy. Because for him, the moment you get cash, they view money as a product to be consumed. You view money as a medium of exchange to pay bill. Yeah, you view money like, I don't even know how I can say it. There are people who view money in a very weird way. It's just a thing that you get it, then you look for something now you can. You want to keep your money active, and not active in investing, but active in spending. And then there you are wondering now, oh, hi, I would like, to get out of poverty. You think like getting out of poverty is just a miraculous way. Listen, everything is very intentional, because creating wealth is very intentional. And I told you, and I keep on telling you, it is very boring. There's nothing you can do about it. There are specific principles that you cannot violate, and they are not only applicable here in Kenya, they are applicable all over the world. Principles of creating wealth, they are similar, regardless of where you come from, regardless of your race or your status. That is a fact. So these are the peoples you should avoid them as a plague. The moment you see them coming on this side, you run on the other side. Now I know you're about to ask me, what if I already have that individual in a commitment? Well, for that, let me not get into that. So for you, figure out how you change this. Maybe you can send them this video. And probably they're going to reject this video. And these are the people who ask you for you to tell me what you're telling me. What do you have yourself? Now, how do you engage in that kind of a debate, in that kind of a discussion? Okay? Because these people are likely to get you into the debt. You are there, you are very disciplined. You understand the language of delayed gratification. By the way, these people who have problems with money, they don't understand the language of delayed gratification. They are the people who believes and lives as if they'll die tomorrow. They are the people who will always squeeze you the sense of, these are the people who have this argument of YOLO, meaning you only live once. They have this argument of life is short. It is true, you only live once. It's also true that life is short. It's also true that when you're broke, life is too long. So you have to know, as much as you are saying life is, life, the way I've seen life, that long that I've lived here, I can tell you there is a very delicate balance that you have to engage. Very delicate balance that you have to have it there, so that when am I supposed to spend to have fun, and when am I supposed to save or invest for me to, when am I supposed to explore, when am I supposed to explore a new skill for me to earn more, when is there is a very thin and delicate balance, and if you miss it out, that's why you find there are two versions of people. You either have or you don't have. And for you to have, there are principles that you have to follow for you to have it. There's no way you can ride on the principles of not having, then expect to have nothing. So for example, we all know for you to be for you to have a kid, there is a procedure. An ovum and a sperm must come together. It's a principles we can't violate, but that has to, regardless of how they will meet, but they have to meet. So when it comes to dating these people, having these people in your lives, I can see it as if it's not even a sieve. It is actually a shot in the foot. So if you can manage to stay away from them, that is the best way you can do. And listen, one thing, you can even find these people, some are your family members, some are your friends, some are your colleagues, some are your even church mates or whatever the thing it is. So please, once you see these people anywhere, just try to avoid them as much as you can. But as much as you're avoiding them, if you can manage to teach them, if you can manage to educate them, if you can manage to elevate them from where they are to higher levels, then that will be the greatest. I hope this video saves a marriage somewhere in the future by virtue of you making sure that you have the right person as you move forward. And when you guys are dating, I'm not a marriage counselor, I'm only speaking the money part of the relationship. Please involve money in that part, have the discussion, talk about it. Talk about it, how you would like to plan about it, how you'd like to invest and all those kind of things. Otherwise, you guys are going to be slapped by the realities in the future. And I can tell you, it's a very bumpy ride. Stay put, guys. Don't forget, in case you need my services, that happens to be my number. You can pick it up, shoot me a call, let's talk business. But for now, it's a goodbye. Hey, by the way, forgot to tell you guys, if there is any question that you would like me to address in terms of a video or something like that, please, I left my, or rather, leave your question on the comment section. I'm going to pick that question. I'm going to make a video about it. Then we're going to discuss. It's good, Joseph. See you in the next one.